On February 16th, 2026, Ned Jorts was about to pass a little free library when something inside caught his eye. It was a video game made for the Nintendo GameCube released in 2006. Ned Jorts proceeded to take the video game home and on February 17th, 2026, streamed on Twitch for 5 hours completing the game. Now here's where things get strange. On February 19th, 2026, Ned Jorts felt a tickle in his throat and proceeded to get deathly ill. And by deathly ill, I mean regular sick. The following recording was made on February 18th, 2026, a mere day before the deathly illness took hold. One can only assume that this video game is the thing that made him sick. Please enjoy. Ned Jorts talks about Bratz Forever Diamonds.
I might not use this because I simply refused to turn on my computer to use my microphone. But fuck it. So the plot of Bratz Forever Diamonds is the Bratz are competing in a fashion show that is televised on TV, hosted by Byron Powell, and they are competing against their rivals, the Tweevils and Bourdin, I think is their mom. The Tweevils are basically twin evil girls who are blonde, and their mom is the same, but tall, and more evil because she's an actual adult. But basically, the Bratz have a magazine, a fashion magazine, and then also they are competing in this fashion competition. They go to this town called Plainsville, where I believe that the premise of this plot is you go to the city, you pick the girl with the most style, and she becomes your fashion designer. Now, the player has no say in who this is. This is all predetermined by the plot of this game. And the Bratz pick this girl named Mandy, who is played by Cree Summer. Beautiful already. And basically, you have to do some magazine quests before you can do the fashion show quests. And so you do some magazines, you find out that the first competition for the fashion show is in the town that the Bratz are from. You do the fashion competition, you fucking crush it. The Tweevils pick a girl who looks exactly like them in the town before. They are lame and they're stinky and they don't make the cut. And then immediately after you compete in the first competition, you find out from the news that Mandy, your new fashion designer, has left you because she is going to sign a big fashion company contract and be a fashion designer for fashion's sake. And she doesn't care about the Bratz anymore. And then you do burp. And then you find out the next fashion competition is in Florida. So you eventually, you go to Florida. I guess you invite a girl from Plainsville to Florida to meet you there. And you say, hey, we want you to be our fashion designer. And even though she traveled all the way to Florida to meet you, the Bratz, she's not convinced. So you have to convince her. Eventually you do. She becomes your fashion designer. You compete in the Florida competition. You absolutely crush again if you're me and have impeccable taste. And then the Tweevils steal your car keys. And there is a beautiful, beautiful sneaking sequence. Did I say car keys? I meant truck keys because the Bratz are freaking truckers. After you get your truck keys back, you find out the next competition is in New York City. You go to New York City, and your new fashion designer is missing. And something really interesting about this game is that before each fashion competition I didn't mention, and we'll talk more about other parts of this game after I'm done talking about this, but at certain points of the game, you have to create a poster to advertise. Sorry, I'm a little parched. Okay. There are certain parts in this game where you have to create a poster. There are design elements, and I will talk about the design and elements after this. you have to design a poster. That's what I'm trying to talk about. You have to design a poster for the fashion show that you're going to be in, and then you have to run around town. You get 2.5 minutes, which is always more than enough time. It's kind of like they made this game for babies, which is crazy. Because I'm not a baby, and I had a great time. You run around town, you put the posters up, and all that jazz. When you find out your fashion designer has gone missing, you have to make a missing persons photo poster. And I made such a gorgeous, beautiful poster. I put it up all around town. And then you have to sneak a little bit more. You basically find out that the Tweevils and the Tweevils' mom have kidnapped your fashion designer, and they are just holding her hostage in their hotel room, tied up. You disguise your Bratz, just one Bratz, as one of the Tweevils. You go, you rescue her, you crush the competition, you're gonna win. And I didn't mention before, but all of these competitions are to win diamond-encrusted go-go boots. And the Bratz frickin' win them. The Bratz win the go-go boots. And there's a glorious amount of cutscenes that play after for the end of this game. Brian Powell gets the diamond-encrusted go-go boots. He starts to go to give them to the Bratz. And then he gets intercepted. By who? Mandy. Your first fashion designer, Cree Summer, is back. She beats the shit out of him. No. She steals the diamond go-go boots. She puts them on. She starts running away. The Bratz find out. They start chasing after her. They chase her to the subway because this is New York City. Mandy gets on a subway train. The Bratz get on the subway train. Mandy gets off the subway train. The Bratz get off the subway train. And please mind you, there are 4 Bratz, and they're all going in lumps. I actively said during this stream,
split up 2 by 2.
But never mind that. The Bratz get tricked into staying on the subway train. Mandy is off. She's there. She thinks she escaped the Bratz. But who's there? Your new fashion designer whose name I refuse to remember. She starts chasing Mandy. Mandy hops onto the train tracks. The fashion designer hops onto the train tracks. They start chasing each other. A train starts coming and barreling towards them. They're running away from the train. Mandy, one of the diamond boots, gets stuck in the train track. She starts yelling for help. Please help me. The fashion designer runs back. She helps her get the boot out. They both make it onto the next platform in the lick of time. And then Mandy starts weeping.
It's okay. We're okay. It's okay. Psych!
Yeah, get her ass. Run away.
Psych! And she pushes the fashion designer and she tries to run away again, but she runs into who else but the Bratz, because they probably only went one stop further. After Mandy's caught, Brian Powell comes out and says, "Girls, that was beautiful. That made beautiful TV," because apparently he shot the whole thing. He was able to shoot every sequence of that. And he offers the Bratz a photo shoot deal, and then we cut to the Bratz ice skating in New York City, getting photos taken of them, and then the credits begin to roll. And that's the basic plot of this Bratz game. And I'm already losing my mind just talking about it. This game was beautiful, and this game was making me really antsy at times. There are side quests in this game, I will say. I ended up having to stop doing them. And my brain broke. Because I would say, Ned, you need to focus. Ooh, but what if I just went and bought a new top? There's an interesting amount of customization in this game that quite literally broke me. You can paint girls' faces.
Oh, she's gorgeous. She's like a Navi. We could put decals on a girl. Why can we put decals on a girl?
You can design tops.
Oh no. Oh no.
Which I only made the most beautiful tops. A genuine critique I have for this game is that it doesn't have tutorials where it needs to in the game. Because it'll teach you how to do stuff. It says, hey, if you press the location button and then choose a location, it'll tell you where to go. It'll tell you that texting is good.
It's good to text.
Yet, when you go into the minigames, they won't tell you what type of minigame it is. Granted, if I skipped over it in the first section, that's my bad. However, in my experience playing the game, I would stumble across minigames. They would not tell you what to do. And I was very confused, and I had to look up a little bit of what I was supposed to be doing. Now, if they give me a bunch of backs of cards, I kind of just assumed, oh, this is probably a matching game? Yeah, it was. But I remember doing the pet show for the first time, and I had no idea what I was doing, because it said you can do whatever poses you want. But, like, if you do the poses on the side, you'll get bonus points. So it was like, okay, I'm just, like, posing. No, you have to do the stuff on the side if you want to get any points. And you don't really have time to do other poses. I know that there's a more cohesive way to talk about this game. I don't know if I'm into doing that right now. In relation to the pet shows, I love that the game tells you in the beginning, the pet you choose is going to be the most important decision of your goddamn life. And I'm also, to feed off of that, I'm really intrigued. There were so many quests where you had to have your dog lead you around, like Brown and Rule of Rose, sniff this, go find this for me, puppy. But in the pet options, you can choose cats? And would it be the same thing for cats? I'll have to do more research. I'll have to play the game again. Oh no. I love fashion makeovers. There was a scary ambiance in the game, however, of there being almost no music or sound design. The game wants you to go into your phone menu and then choose the songs that will be playing on rotation while you play this game. However, I was afraid of copyright. And it wasn't until I was probably 4 hours in to the 5-hour stream, I realized, oh, I should just be playing royalty-free music over this. So I put on some royalty-free city pop while I played the last chunk of the game. You can design clothing and posters, like I said. And you can make the most atrocious looking things. And the game, people will clock you for being ugly. They'll clock you for other things too, but I don't want to get into that. Also, big issue. Going back to this game doesn't give you tutorials or teach you anything. There was a time where it said, press the R button to put on your roller skates. I said, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. This doesn't seem faster than running. Wait, that does not seem faster than running at all.
And I was so confused, and I spent so long being like, okay, well, I'm doing a race, but I feel like I'm losing. I'm not doing a very good job because I'm going so slowly. I had to look it up. You need to tap Y on the GameCube version to go faster. And if I missed this, I don't know where I was, but I'm pretty sure the game did not teach you. And I understand that, like, older games have manuals for a reason. You should read the manual. I will be honest, I did not read the manual. But also, this game was made for children. And children is not always going to read a manual. Why am I speaking like that? It really made me feel like I was playing a different version of the Pamela Anderson video game VIP. By that, I mean the few side quests I did do, they became quite repetitive. You had to put up posters, you had to hand out flyers, you had to sneak. The sneaking, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Put in another clip, Ned. Which is why I kind of stopped doing them. My battery's almost dead. I've only been recording for 18 minutes, babe. Anyway, Bratz, Goaty. Thanks for watching. I don't know what else to freaking say. I'll probably have to record this again. We'll see if I can mush something together. But if you liked watching this video, please tell me. I need the validation. Feel free to leave a subscription, click the comment button, or write a like. Should I play the Mary-Kate and Ashley games, or should I talk about other games that make me go more insane? Also, let me know. I'll smell you later. Alf be with you. I've been Ned Jorts. I realize I never said that. Saved by the Bell.